You are about to discover a secret that most people will never know, a secret that will completely change the way you see transformation, faith, and the power you truly possess. In the next few minutes, you will learn how 60,000 daily thoughts can be transformed into tools for creation. You will discover how simple words can change your reality. You will understand why some people thrive while others remain stuck. And most importantly, you will learn exactly how to make this happen in your life. Stay with me until the end, because the transformation you've always wanted starts here. There comes a point in life when you discover something so unsettling that it completely changes how you perceive reality. Well, this is one of those moments. It all began in 1964, when a Japanese scientist named Masaru Emoto decided to ask a question that most people never ask themselves. Do words really matter? What he did was disarmingly simple. He took two identical cups of rice and placed them side by side. For 30 whole days, he said, "I love you" to the first cup. Every single day, intentionally, with conviction. To the second cup, he did the opposite. He said, "I hate you," day after day, week after week. 30 full days of words of rejection and denial. When the 30-day cycle ended, something extraordinary happened. The first cup, the one that received "I love you," fermented with a pleasant, almost sweet aroma. It was as if the rice had received a blessing through the verbal decrees. The second cup, well, it rotted completely. It turned black, toxic, repulsive, as if words of hatred had literally poisoned the molecular structure of that rice. Now, let me ask you a question that will echo in your mind for the next few days. If words can do this to rice, what exactly are they doing to you? You are 60% water. Your brain is 73% water. Your cells are composed mostly of water. If words can transform the reality created from rice, imagine what they are doing to your biology, to your cells, to your very essence. We're not talking about cheap positive thinking here. We're not talking about that kind of superficial self-help you see in motivational posts. We're talking about something much deeper. We're talking about the power of words as decrees that shape your reality right now. Most people live as if their words were merely sounds that leave their mouths and disappear into thin air, harmless, without consequence. But modern neuroscience is beginning to reveal something that spiritual traditions have always known. Your words are creative. They don't describe reality. They create reality. Think about how you talk about yourself. How many times a day do you say things like, "I'm so clumsy. I can never do anything right. I'm terrible with money"? These aren't just neutral observations. These are inverted declarations of faith. You are decreeing your own reality. You are speaking death over your own existence. But here's what really matters. You have access to the same power that created the universe. You have access to the power of words. The question now is, will you use this power for your benefit or against yourself? Because, let me be very clear, you are using it. We all are. The only difference is whether you are doing it consciously or unconsciously. There's something else you need to know. There are voices in your head, many voices, and not all of them are your own. The Bible doesn't begin with a story. It doesn't begin with a character. It doesn't begin with an action. It begins with words. In the beginning was the Word. It wasn't thought, it was the Word. Because the Word has absolute creative power. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. He didn't think about light. He didn't visualize light. He spoke light into existence. And you, my friend, were made in the image of this God. You were created in His likeness. This means that you too have the power to create through your words. Think about it for a second. You are not an accident. You are not a product of chance. You are an image of God. And if God creates through words, you create too. This is not a vague spiritual metaphor. This is a fundamental truth about who you are. You are a creator. You are a decreer. You have the capacity to speak realities into existence. Now, there's an angel in the Bible named Gabriel. Have you heard of him? Gabriel was the messenger of good news. He appeared to announce victory, hope, transformation. His mouth was an instrument of life. His mouth was Gabriel's. But here's the uncomfortable question. Has your mouth been Gabriel's, announcing victory and hope, or has it been Goliath's, decreeing defeat and limitation? Because you choose every day which voice you will use. You choose whether you will be a messenger of life or death. You choose whether you will declare victory or defeat. You choose whether you will speak of hope or despair. And this choice is not neutral. This choice has real consequences in your life. In Psalm 16, David didn't complain about his problems. He didn't play the victim. He didn't engage in an internal dialogue of despair. He declared, "In you I take refuge." This isn't cheap positive thinking. This isn't superficial self-help. This is spiritual positioning that creates an atmosphere around you. When David declared refuge in God, he created a spiritual reality. He created protection. He created inner peace. He created hope. You can do the same. When you declare God is in control, you're not just thinking positively. You're creating a spiritual reality. You're activating neural pathways of trust. You're shifting your reticular activating system to look for evidence that God really is in control. You're speaking life. Here's a practical example. Imagine a man named Roberto who works in a toxic environment. Every day, he arrives at work thinking, what a horrible day it's going to be. He declares to himself, my boss is impossible. My colleagues don't respect me. I'll never get a promotion. He's using the Goliath mouth. He's decreeing defeat. And guess what? His life reflects exactly that. He's invisible at work. Nobody listens to him. He doesn't get the promotion. Now imagine that Roberto decides to change. He starts declaring, I am competent and respected. My work is recognized. I am promoted to leadership positions. He is using Gabriel's voice. He is declaring victory. His consciousness changes. His behavior changes. He begins to speak with more authority. He begins to take initiative. He begins to be noticed. And yes, he gets the promotion. The renewal of the mind begins with the mouth. It begins with the words you choose to speak. You have the power of Gabriel within you. The question is, will you use that power? But here's the problem. You're not alone in your head. There are other voices, voices that were planted by other people, voices that were created by traumatic experiences, voices that were reinforced by years of repetition. And these voices are constantly talking about you, about your life, about your future. Try this out with me now. Imagine a bright yellow lemon in front of you. See every detail, the vibrant color, the rough texture of the peel. Now, in your mind, cut that lemon in half. Feel the citrus scent filling your nostrils, that fresh, penetrating aroma. Now, take one half to your mouth and bite down. Bite down hard. Feel the acidic juice spreading across your tongue. Did your mouth water? It probably did. But here's the disturbing detail. There was no lemon. You were just imagining it. Your brain couldn't differentiate between reality and imagination. It responded as if the lemon were real. This is neuroplasticity in action. It's your brain's ability to be shaped by thoughts, words, and imagination. And here's what few understand. When you repeat something, three things happen simultaneously in your brain. First, you create new neural pathways. Literally, you're building new roads in your brain. Second, you activate perceptual filters that begin to look for evidence of what you're saying. Third, you change your behaviors automatically without even realizing it. Let's look at a concrete example that you can apply today. Imagine a woman named Maria. She had a terrible relationship with money. She always said, I'm terrible with money. She spent uncontrollably. She was in debt. She lived in the red. Her friends had already given up on giving her financial advice because she always replied, "Oh, but I'm terrible with money, I can't manage." She had created an identity around this negative statement. So one day, Maria decided to conduct an experiment. She began declaring every day, "I am excellent with money. I make wise financial decisions. My money works for me." At first, it felt strange. She didn't believe it. But she continued. Every day, 3 times a day, she was capturing old thoughts and replacing them with new truths. What happened? Well, her brain started looking for evidence that she was good with money. When she saw a discount, her reticular activating system alerted her. When she saw an investment opportunity, she noticed it. When she had the chance to spend unnecessarily, something inside her whispered, "No, you're good with money. You don't do that." In 30 days, she created a budget. In 60 days, she negotiated her debts. In 90 days, she started saving. It wasn't magic. It was neuroscience applied with faith. It was the power of words creating a new reality. Here's what you can do today. Identify an area where you have negative self-talk. Finances, relationships, health, work. Choose one. Now, create a statement of faith that contradicts that lie. If you say, "I'm terrible at relationships," declare, "I am loving, empathetic, and build healthy relationships." If you say, "I'll never be able to lose weight," declare, "My body is healthy. I have discipline and energy." Write this statement by hand. Yes, by hand. Not on the computer. There's something powerful about handwriting that activates different areas of your brain. Put it somewhere you see it every day. On the mirror, on the refrigerator, on the computer. Now, here's the secret that few know. Your brain can't differentiate between a real experience and a vividly imagined one. When you state something repeatedly, you are creating a real neurological experience. You are creating neural pathways. You are changing your created reality. But there's a problem. You have 60,000 thoughts a day, and most of them are negative. Most of them are the same as yesterday's. You're stuck in a loop of destructive thoughts that are sabotaging your life. And these thoughts have voices, specific voices, voices that you need to learn to recognize. You have 60,000 thoughts a day. Let that sink in for a second. 60,000. It's practically impossible to count. It's like trying to count raindrops during a storm. But here's the detail that will change everything. 80% of those thoughts are negative. And even worse, 95% of them are exactly the same thoughts you had yesterday. You're stuck in a loop of negative thoughts that are literally sabotaging your life while you sleep. These thoughts don't appear randomly. They come from specific voices. 5 voices dominate the minds of most people. And if you can recognize these voices, you can capture thoughts before they destroy your self-image and inner peace. The first voice is the relentless critic. This voice obsessively focuses on flaws. It points out every mistake you've made, everything you've done wrong, every moment you weren't perfect. It never rests. It's never satisfied. It whispers things like, "You're incompetent. You always mess everything up. You don't deserve success." If you had a friend who spoke to you the way this voice does, would you still be friends with that person? Probably not. But you live with this voice every day. The second voice is the catastrophizer. This voice imagines the worst possible scenario, always. You have a job interview. It tells you that you will fail and never get a job again. You have a strange symptom. It convinces you that you have a terminal illness. You have a conflict with someone. It tells you that you have lost that person forever. The catastrophizer lives in the future, creating realities that do not exist, generating constant anxiety. The third voice is the perpetual victim. This voice blames everything and everyone. It's never their responsibility. It's always the fault of circumstances, other people, luck. Life is unfair to me. Nobody understands me. I'm unlucky. The perpetual victim never takes action because they believe they have no power. And when you believe you have no power, you really don't. You create a self-fulfilling prophecy. The fourth voice is the compulsive comparer. This voice uses social media as a yardstick for success. It constantly compares you to other people. Look at the car he has. She's so much prettier than you. He's so much more successful. The compulsive comparer steals your peace because there's always someone with more of something. Always. You'll never win this game. The fifth and final voice is the imposter. This voice disqualifies your achievements. Did you achieve a result? It tells you it was luck. Did you receive a compliment? It tells you the person was being polite. Did you get promoted? It tells you it was a mistake, that you didn't deserve it. Imposter syndrome is devastating because you never internalize your success. You never believe in yourself. Now, here's the uncomfortable truth. You probably have all 5 voices, every single one of them. They work together to keep you trapped in a pattern of negative thoughts. They work together to keep you small, to keep you afraid, to keep you immobilized. But here's the good news. You can recognize those voices. You can name them. And when you name something, you gain power over it. When you can say, that's the voice of the relentless critic speaking, you create distance, you create awareness, you create the possibility of choosing a different response. Because here's the secret, those voices aren't you. They are thought patterns that have been installed in you. Some were planted by other people. Some were created by traumatic experiences. Some were reinforced by years of repetition. But they are not you. And if they are not you, then you can change them. You can replace those voices with new voices. Voices that speak life, voices that speak truth, voices that speak hope. But to do that, you need to understand how the spiritual warfare that is happening in your mind works. Romans 12:2 says something that few truly understand. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. It's not about transforming the body. It's not about transforming circumstances. It's about transforming the mind. Because when your mind changes, everything changes. Your behavior changes. Your decisions change. Your life changes. Paul wrote something even more disturbing. Taking every thought captive to the obedience of Christ. That is the language of war. It is not the language of peace. It is not the language of passive acceptance. It is the language of combat. Your thoughts are not neutral. Some are enemies. Some are working against you. Some are sabotaging your life, and you need to capture them. You need to interrogate them. You need to replace them. How do you do that? There's a simple but powerful process. First, you identify the lie. What negative thought is dominating your mind? I'm a failure. Nobody likes me. I'll never succeed. Identify it. Be specific. Write it down if you need to. Second, you confront that lie with truth. Not just any truth, biblical truth. Truth that comes from the Word of God. The lie says, you are a failure. The truth says, I am more than a conqueror through Christ. The lie says, nobody likes me. The truth says, I was created in God's image. I have inherent worth. The lie says, I will never succeed. The truth says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Third, you declare this truth aloud. You don't just think it, you declare it, you speak it. Because there is power in the spoken word that doesn't exist in silent thought. When you speak aloud, you hear it with your own ears. You create a feedback loop. You engage more areas of your brain. You create physical reality through sound waves. This is not self-help. This is spiritual warfare. This is the biblical strategy for real transformation. You are literally fighting against thoughts that are trying to destroy your life. You are using the Word of God as your weapon, and the most powerful weapon is the Word of God spoken aloud. Let's look at a practical example you can apply today. Imagine a man named Lucas who has severe anxiety. He wakes up in the morning and the first thing he feels is panic. His internal dialogue is, something bad is going to happen today. I can't handle this. I'm going to have a panic attack. These are lies. They seem true, but they are lies. Lucas decides to do something different. He identifies the lie, something bad is going to happen. He confronts it with biblical truth. God is in control. I give my worries to Him. I have peace in Christ. Now, here's the important thing. He doesn't just think it. He declares it aloud every morning before getting out of bed. He says, God is in control. I trust. I have peace. What happens? Your brain starts looking for evidence that God is truly in control. Your reticular activating system changes. Your confirmation bias changes. You start noticing moments when God was truly in control. You begin to feel peace, not because you denied reality, but because you replaced the lie with the truth. Here's what you can do today. Identify the lie you most believe about yourself. It could be about finances, relationships, health, work, self-image, anything. Now, find a biblical truth that contradicts that lie. If you don't know the Bible well, start with these. I am more than a conqueror through Christ, Romans 8:37. I can do all things through Christ, Philippians 4:13. I was created in the image of God, Genesis 1:27. God is with me in all circumstances, Psalm 23. Turn this truth into a personal statement. Write it by hand. Stick it on your mirror. Declare it aloud 3 times a day. In the morning when you wake up, at night before going to sleep, and whenever a negative voice appears. But here's the secret that changes everything. When you speak aloud, something magical happens, something that will revolutionize your life. When you speak aloud, 3 things happen simultaneously. And these 3 things together create a transformation that is virtually impossible to resist. First thing, you hear it with your own ears. This creates a powerful feedback loop. Your brain processes information differently when you hear it coming from yourself. It's as if you're convincing yourself. It's as if you're witnessing your own statement. Second thing, you engage more areas of your brain. When you just think about something, you activate specific areas. When you speak aloud, you activate additional areas. You activate speech areas. You activate auditory areas. You activate motor areas. You are processing information much more deeply. You are creating much stronger neural pathways. Third thing, you create physical reality through sound waves. This is not a metaphor. This is physics. When you speak, you create vibrations. These vibrations affect the air around you. These vibrations affect your own body. There are studies showing that spoken words have a measurable effect on the physical environment. Remember the rice experiment? That wasn't just thought. It was spoken words creating reality. Jesus understood this perfectly. When he was in the desert being tempted, he didn't just think about the scriptures. He declared aloud, "It is written," 3 times. He spoke the word of God. When he resurrected Lazarus, he didn't whisper a silent prayer. He cried out, "Lazarus, come forth." When he calmed the storm, he didn't think about peace. He verbally commanded, "Peace, be still." There is power in the spoken word, and you have access to that power. Let's look at a practical example you can do right now. Choose an area of your life where you want transformation. Finances, relationships, health, work, self-image. Choose one. Now, create a specific statement of faith for that area. Not generic, specific. If it's about finances, don't just say, "I'm rich." Say something like, "I'm excellent with money. I make wise financial decisions. My money works for me. I thrive in everything I do." If it's about relationships, say, "I'm loving, empathetic. I build healthy and deep relationships. I'm loved and valued." If it's about health, say, "My body is healthy. I have energy. I take care of myself with discipline and love." Now, here's the important thing. Say it out loud. Don't whisper it. Speak with conviction. Speak as if you truly believe it. Speak as if you are declaring a truth you already know. Because you are. You are declaring the truth of who you really are. You are declaring the truth of who God says you are. Do this every morning when you wake up. Do this at night before going to sleep. Do this whenever a negative voice appears. Do this while driving. Do this in the shower. Do this while walking. Create a habit of speaking life out loud. What will happen? Your brain will start looking for evidence that it's true. Your reticular activating system will change. Your confirmation bias will change. You'll start noticing opportunities you didn't see before. You'll start taking actions you didn't take before. You'll start living as if it were true. And when you live as if it were true, reality changes. But here's the secret. You can't just say anything. You need specific statements. You need an arsenal of truths tailored to your specific areas of struggle. You need visual reminders that you see every day. You need a strategy. Here's the truth that few understand. You can't win a war without weapons. And the spiritual war that's happening in your mind is real. You need an arsenal. You need personalized statements of faith for your specific areas of struggle, not generic ones. Personalized. Because every person has different battles. The first step is to identify your areas of struggle. Where do you suffer the most? Where do you fail the most? Where do you feel the most fear? There are 5 main areas where most people struggle: finances, relationships, health, work, and self-image. But there may be others: anxiety, identity, future, inner peace. Be honest with yourself. Identify your real areas of struggle. For each area, you need to find a specific biblical truth, not just any truth, a truth that directly contradicts the lie you believe. If you believe, "I'm terrible with money," the truth is, "I'm excellent with money. I make wise decisions. I prosper." If you believe, "Nobody loves me," the truth is, "I am unconditionally loved. I have inherent value. I deserve love." If you believe, "I'll never succeed," the truth is, "I can do all things through Christ. I'm capable. I'm competent." Now, transform that truth into a personal statement. Don't use heavy religious language if it doesn't come naturally to you. Use language that resonates with you, language you believe in, language you can declare with conviction. For example, instead of, "By the grace of God, I prosper abundantly," you could say, "I am prosperous, my money grows, I have abundance." Here's a practical example. Imagine a woman named Fernanda who struggles with self-image. She believes she's not pretty enough. She believes she's not smart enough. She believes she doesn't deserve success. Her areas of struggle are self-image, relationships, and work. Regarding her self-image, she creates, "I was created in God's image. I am beautiful, intelligent, and valuable. My beauty comes from within. I have confidence in who I am." Regarding relationships, she creates, "I am loving, empathetic, and I build healthy relationships. I am loved and valued. I deserve relationships that uplift me." Regarding work, she creates, "I am competent and capable. My work is recognized. I am promoted to leadership positions. I am successful in everything I do." Now, here's the important part. Write these statements by hand. Yes, by hand. There's something powerful about handwriting that activates different areas of your brain. Use a nice notebook. Use a pen you like. Do it with intention. Next, place these statements in strategic locations where you see them every day. On the bathroom mirror, on the refrigerator, on the computer, in the car, on your phone as a wallpaper, on your bedroom wall. Create visual reminders that you can't ignore. Now, declare these truths aloud every day, not once, 3 times, in the morning when you wake up, at night before you go to sleep, and whenever the negative voice appears. If you are having a negative thought about finances, you stop and declare your truth about finances. If you are having a negative thought about relationships, you stop and declare your truth about relationships. Here's what will happen. You'll start to notice changes, small ones at first. You'll notice you have more confidence. You'll notice you make better decisions. You'll notice people respond differently to you. You'll notice opportunities arising. You'll notice your inner peace increasing. But this doesn't happen by chance. It happens because you are creating daily discipline. You are creating a new mental habit. You are creating new neural pathways. You are creating a new identity. And this new identity will lead you to new actions. And these new actions will create new results. But here's what you need to know. Transformation is a process. It's not an event. It's not something that happens overnight. There are phases. There's a cycle. And if you understand that cycle, you'll know exactly where you are and what to do next. Transformation is a process, not an event. That's the truth that changes everything, because if you expect transformation overnight, you'll give up when it doesn't happen. But if you understand that transformation is a cycle of phases, you can stay on track. You can be patient with yourself. You can keep going. Phase 1 is awareness. You notice negative patterns. You realize you have a destructive internal dialogue. You realize you have voices in your head that are sabotaging your life. You realize your words are creating a reality you don't want. This phase is uncomfortable. It's unsettling because you can't ignore it anymore. You can't pretend you don't know. And knowing creates responsibility. Phase 2 is interruption. You stop the automatic thoughts. When you realize you're having a negative thought, you stop, you interrupt. You create space between the thought and your reaction. This is difficult at first because your negative thoughts are automatic. They come so quickly that you don't even notice them. But with practice, you can catch thoughts. You can create awareness. You can interrupt the pattern. Phase 3 is replacement. You repeatedly state truth, creating new neural pathways. You don't just stop the negative thought, you replace it with a positive one. You state a truth, you speak it aloud, you repeat it, you create a new pattern. This phase is where neuroplasticity happens. This is the phase where you are literally rebuilding your brain. Phase 4 is integration. Truths become automatic. You no longer need to think consciously. You no longer need to fight against negative thoughts, because now you have automatic positive thoughts. You have a new pattern. You have a new identity. You have a new way of thinking that is as natural as the old one. Phase 5 is transformation. Your identity has completely changed. You are no longer the person you were. You are a new person. You think differently, you speak differently, you act differently, you live differently. Your life reflects this transformation. Your relationships have changed, your finances have changed, your health has changed, your inner peace has changed. Now, here's the important question. How long does it take? Well, science says it takes anywhere from 21 to 66 days to create a new mental habit. Some habits take 21 days, others take 66 days, some take longer. It depends on the depth of the old pattern. It depends on how much you practice. It depends on how willing you are to change. But here's what's important. There will be failures. You will have days when you forget to declare your truths. You will have days when negative thoughts return with force. You will have days when you doubt whether this is working. This is normal. This is expected. This doesn't mean you've failed. It means you're human. What matters is not perfection. What matters is direction. Are you moving in the right direction? Are you practicing? Are you declaring? Are you capturing thoughts? If the answer is yes, then you are on the right path. Keep going. Change is coming. Let's look at a practical example. Imagine a man named Raphael who wants to transform his self-image. He believes he is incompetent. He believes he doesn't deserve success. He has imposter syndrome. Phase 1, awareness. Raphael realizes that every time something good happens, he thinks it was luck or it was a mistake. He realizes that he downplays his achievements. He recognizes the pattern. Phase 2, interruption. When Raphael has the thought it was luck, he stops. He creates space. He breathes. He becomes aware. Phase 3, replacement. Raphael declares, I am competent. I deserve success. My achievements are the result of my work. He says it aloud. He repeats it every day, 3 times a day. Phase 4, integration. After 30 days, Raphael begins to notice that when something good happens, his first thought is, I achieved this. It's no longer automatic to disqualify himself. It's automatic to recognize his own merit. Phase 5, transformation. After 60 days, Raphael is a different person. He has confidence. He takes actions he wouldn't take before. He accepts opportunities he previously rejected. His life has changed. But here's what you need to know. Real transformation isn't just theoretical. It's not just conceptual. Real transformation is when real people change their lives. When real people overcome anxiety. When real people overcome imposter syndrome. When real people transform their finances, their relationships, their health. And there are real stories of people who have done exactly that. Stories are powerful. Because stories aren't abstract. Stories are concrete. Stories are real. Stories show that transformation isn't just possible. Transformation is real. Transformation happens. And if it happened to other people, it can happen to you. The story of John Juan was 42 years old. He was an executive at a large company. He had everything society says you need. A good car, a good house, a good salary. But he had a problem. Imposter syndrome. He believed he didn't deserve to be where he was. He believed that at any moment someone would discover he was a fraud. He believed he wasn't competent enough. His internal dialogue was destructive. You don't deserve this. You're going to fail. Someone better should be in your place. He lived with constant anxiety. He slept poorly. He had health problems. His life was a constant internal struggle. So John decided to do something different. He began to declare daily, God empowers me. I am competent. I deserve to be here. I am an excellent leader. He wrote it on the mirror. He wrote it on the computer. He declared it aloud every morning before going to work. What happened? In 3 weeks, something changed. He received an opportunity to lead a large project, a project he would have previously rejected out of fear. But this time, he accepted. He led with confidence. He made wise decisions. The project was a success. Today, John leads an entire division. He has confidence. He has inner peace. He sleeps well. His life has completely changed. Not because circumstances changed, but because he changed. Because he began to speak life about himself. The story of Anna was 28 years old. She was young, beautiful, and intelligent, but she had severe anxiety, panic attacks. She lived in fear that something bad would happen, fear of losing control, fear of dying. Her internal dialogue was, something bad is going to happen. I can't handle this. I'm going to have a panic attack. She avoided situations. She isolated herself. Her life was small. Her life was limited by fear. So Anna began practicing declarations of faith. She would declare, God is in control. I trust. I have peace. I am safe. She placed visual reminders everywhere. She would declare them aloud whenever she felt panic starting. What happened? In 3 months, the panic attacks disappeared. They didn't vanish overnight, but they lessened. They became less frequent. They became less intense, and eventually, they disappeared. Today, Anna lives without fear. She travels. She goes out. She lives a full life. Her inner peace is real. The story of Carlos was 55 years old. He was a businessman, but his businesses failed. He lost everything. He was on the verge of bankruptcy. He was depressed. He was hopeless. His inner dialogue was, "You're a failure. You'll never recover. Your life is over." So Carlos did something radical. He began declaring, "God is my provider. I am able to rebuild. I prosper in everything I do. I have abundance." He wrote it down. He declared it aloud. He practiced daily discipline. What happened? He started noticing opportunities. He started taking action. He started rebuilding. Within 2 years, he was making a profit again. Within 5 years, his business was bigger than before. His life was restored, not because circumstances magically changed, but because he changed, because he started giving life to his situation. The standard. Do you see the pattern? John changed his self-image. Anne changed her anxiety. Charles changed his finances. But they all did the same thing. They changed what they said. They all captured negative thoughts. They all replaced them with truths. They all declared them aloud. They all practiced daily discipline, and they all transformed their lives. Transformation begins by changing what you say. It's no more complicated than that. It's no more mystical than that. It's simple, it's practical, it's scientific, it's biblical, it's real. And now it's your turn. You have the same ability that John, Anne, and Charles had. You have access to the same power. You have access to the same tools. The question is, will you use them? Because there's a challenge waiting for you. A challenge that will change your life if you have the courage to accept it. You've made it this far. You've read everything. You've understood the power of words. You've understood that your words create reality, both spiritually and scientifically. You've understood that you have 60,000 thoughts daily, and most of them are negative. You've understood that there are 5 destructive voices in your head. You've understood how to replace lies with truths. You've understood why speaking aloud changes everything. You've understood how to create an arsenal of personalized affirmations. You've understood the 5-phase cycle of transformation. You've seen real stories of people who changed their lives. Now comes the part that separates those who will truly transform from those who will only think about transformation. Now comes the action. Now comes the challenge. Your challenge is simple yet powerful. It's 30 days that will change your life if you have discipline. 30 days that will create new neural pathways. 30 days that will create a new identity. 30 days that will create a new reality. Step 1. Identify the lie. What is the lie you most believe about yourself? Be honest, be specific, not generic. What is that voice that sabotages you the most? What is that thought that limits you the most? I'm terrible with money. Nobody loves me. I'm incompetent. I'll never succeed. I'm ugly. I'm a failure. What's the deal? Write it down. Put it on paper. Because when you put it on paper, you create awareness. You create distance. You create the possibility of change. Step 2. Find biblical truth. Now, find a biblical truth that contradicts this lie. Not just any truth. A truth that resonates with you. A truth that you can believe. If the lie is, I'm terrible with money, the truth could be, I'm excellent with money, I make wise decisions, and I thrive in everything I do. If the lie is, nobody loves me, the truth could be, I am loved unconditionally. I have inherent value. I deserve love. If the lie is, I am incompetent, the truth could be, I am competent. I am capable. I am excellent at what I do. Step 3. Transform into a personal statement. Now, transform that truth into a personal statement. Use language that resonates with you. Use language you can state with conviction. Write it by hand. Yes, by hand. There is power in writing by hand. Step 4. Stick it to the mirror. Put this statement on your bathroom mirror. Put it on your computer. Put it in your car. Set it as your phone's wallpaper. Create visual reminders you can't ignore. Step 5. Declare 3 times a day. Now comes the daily discipline. Declare your truth 3 times a day. In the morning when you wake up, at night before going to sleep, and whenever the negative voice appears, don't whisper. Speak with conviction. Speak as if you truly believe it. Because you are creating reality. You are creating neural pathways. You are creating a new identity. Step 6, do it for 30 days without skipping. Here's the important thing. Do it for 30 days without skipping. Not 29 days, not 25 days, 30 days, because you're creating a habit. You're creating a new way of thinking. You're creating neuroplasticity. There will be days when you won't want to do it. There will be days when you'll doubt yourself. There will be days when you'll think, this isn't working. Do it anyway. Keep going. Change is coming. Step 7. Document your journey. Write about how you feel. Write about the changes you notice. Write about the moments when you were able to capture a negative thought and replace it with truth. Write about the moments when you realized something had changed. Because when you document, you create awareness. You create evidence. You create hope. You realize it's working. The final truth. Your words are creating your future right now. At this very moment, every word you speak is creating a reality. Every thought you have is creating a neural pathway. Every statement you make is creating an identity. You can continue speaking death over your life. You can continue decreeing failure, anxiety, limitation, lack, or you can start speaking life. You can start decreeing victory, peace, freedom, abundance. The choice is yours. But know that choosing to do nothing is also a choice. It's a choice to continue as you are. It's a choice to remain trapped. It's a choice to continue sabotaging your own life. So choose wisely. Choose to speak of life. Choose to speak of truth. Choose to speak of faith. Choose transformation, choose freedom, choose abundance. Your next 30 days begin now. Are you ready? Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and comment if you've already started this challenge.